Morning bloggers, how we all doing? This is Alistair from Desire Inspire, talking about mental health awareness. So, as I've been learning and looking at loads of different stuff and things, I've been finding things absolutely fascinating, and me has been evolving as a person and learning new stuff, meeting new people and things like that. Today I want to talk to you about people that in our lives we come across that might be empaths, and people that non-empaths, so non-empathetic type of thing. Okay, so I'm going to give you so these are the signs basically if you are an empath. Now empaths, we can be highly sensitive, so we're the sort of people that we're naturally giving. Not only that, is we're spiritually open and we're good listeners. And if you want heart and empathies like ourselves, we've got it through thick and thin, and we're there for you. We're almost like world-class nurturers in a way. But the thing is, we have feelings too, so our feelings can be really hurt really easily. And we often get told that we're too sensitive and we need to toughen up, we're not strong enough. Also, as empaths, what we tend to happen is we tend to absorb other people's emotions, and we're highly attuned to other people's moods, good and bad, and we tend to feel everything, sometimes to the extreme, and we tend to take on their negativity, such as their anger and their anxiety, which sometimes can be really exhausting. But if we tend to be around peace and love, things that bring us that happiness in, our bodies take these energies on and we flourish. And in some situations, empaths can be actually introverted, and empaths sometimes become overwhelmed in crowds, which can amplify our empathy, and we tend to be introverted more to the people that when we have that one-to-one contact or we're in smaller groups. Even as an empath, it's more extroverted that we prefer to limit ourselves, how long we sometimes spend in a crowd or maybe at a party, things like that. Another thing is empaths. As empaths, we can be highly intuitive. So that means that basically we experience the world through our initiation, and it's important for us to develop and our intuition as well, and listen to our gut feelings about people. This will help us as empaths find positive relationships and avoid energy vampires. Basically, as empaths as well, like myself, we do need that time alone. And as we're super responders, that's been around people, it can drain our empath so much that we need alone time to recharge our batteries. Even a brief escape prevents emotionally overload. And empaths, we like to take our... So if you're an empath and you've got your own car, you like to take your own car wherever you're going. So then you can leave when you please. Also, empaths, they can become overwhelmed in intimate relationships. Too much togetherness can be difficult for an empath, so they may avoid intimate relationships. Deep down, they are afraid of being engulfed and losing their identity. For empaths to be at ease in a relationship, the traditional paradigm for being a couple must be redefined. So basically, looked at again from both persons' perspective rather than just one. The bad thing is about empaths is we're a target for energy vampires, and I don't mean Twilight or anything like that. Basically, our sensitivity makes us particularly easy marks for energy vampires who can sap our energy and our peace of mind. And some vampires can do more than drain empathy as our physical empathy. The dangerous ones are people that are narcissists, and those are sort of people that lack empathy, and the only people that they're concerned about is themselves, and they can make themselves believe that they're unworthy and lovable, and some of the vampires, they can be the victim, or they can be the chronic talker, or the drama queen, and more. Basically, empaths like being in nature. Sometimes the busyness of everyday life can be too much for an empath. The natural world noises. The natural world nourishes and restores them. It helps us to release the burdens and take refuge in the presence of the green wild things, and also the ocean in the other bodies of the water. And as empaths, we have highly tuned senses, so an empath can get frayed by noise, smell, or excessive talking, so they can get triggered by those little things. Another thing is with an empath is they have a huge heart, but sometimes we can give too much. And empaths are big-hearted people, and sometimes they can try to relieve the pain of others. So, for example, a homeless person holding a cardboard sign saying "I'm hungry" at a busy intersection, or a hurt child, a distraught friend, it's natural to want to reach out to them to ease their pain. But empaths, we don't stop there. Instead, we take on suddenly their feeling, and we feel drained and upset, even though we might have felt fine before. So basically, as an empath myself, I use many strategies to protect my sensitivities, such as fierce time management, setting limits and boundaries around people that might be draining me, using meditation to calm and centre myself, and going out into nature. Being an empath is a gift in my life, but I had to learn to take care of myself. As empaths, we have special needs, and it's important to honour yours and communicate these to your loved ones. Now, on the opposite scale is these people that basically are non-empaths, like non-empathetic. So these are the ones that are like a complete opposite scale to what I've just been talking about. And these are the people that are unable to step outside from themselves and take it into what other people are experiencing, especially those who think and feel different from yourself. And that makes a source of personal conflict or communication or breakdown in intimate relationships, and their advised attitudes, including hatred towards groups of people who differ in their beliefs, and their traditions, and their ways of life from your own. And signs when someone's lacking empathy, these are the main signs to look out for. Okay, so basically, if you're someone that's lacking empathy, they tend to jump fast into criticising others without putting themselves in other people's shoes. Sometimes they seem to be cold or just out of touch for people that are suffering or that are less fortunate. They believe 100% that they're right in their own ideas or beliefs, and judge anyone who does not hold their beliefs as wrong, ignorant, or stupid. And they have trouble feeling happy for others. And also they have trouble making and keeping friends. And they have trouble getting along with family members. As non-empathetics, they feel like they're entitled to receiving favours and you to serve the needs without showing appreciation. They'll even get offended if they don't get their own way. Now, in a group setting, they will talk a lot about themselves and their lives without really caring about what other people want to say or share about them. And these type of people is do or say something that hurts a friend or a loved one, and then they tend to blame his or her actions on them, and they truly believe that the fault is in the person receiving the hurt because they reacted poorly and were rude or were oversensitive to the situation. The truth is, without empathy, it's hard to create a deep emotional connection with others. And why some people lack empathy. Basically, empathy is an initiate and learned skill that is shaped by how we are wired when we are born, and our own environment and our own life experiences that we already go through today. So to experience empathy, to some extent, it means we have to get in touch with our emotions. Now, people who lack empathy are probably raised in families who were avoiding to get in touch with their feelings and even condemned others for their feelings and their emotions. And some people have learned to shut down their feelings early in their lives to such a degree that they are closed off, and they'll close their heart off as well and can't even feel their own feelings, and because of that they can't relate or feel other people's feelings. As a result of this, these people end up lacking self-compassion, self-love, and disconnect from their authentic self, and driving connection to source that they are probably not even aware that such disconnection is like a defense mechanism. From there, their ego because if they empathize, they need to basically relate, and they need to get in touch with their feelings. And obviously when they get in touch with their feelings, that's when everything comes back, the pain that they've already recently gone through. So basically, people who lack empathy are when someone comes across as a sensitive and caring person and try to express their feelings, and instead of them showing back to you compassion and understanding, you get anger and judgment back. And so basically, guys, that is my talk this morning between non-empathy and people that are that have empathy. The difference between the two is massive. So obviously, this comes across in your friends, in your families, in relationships with people you work with. Yeah. So you think next time when you listen and hear back about empathy and non-empathy, you think back to the two and try and work out which one you're in, but then also work out which are the other people that you know are in as well. Because if you do, that it's kind of like you might be able to now work out why those people behave like that or respond in that situation, or why you're like this and they're like that, and it'll shine some light for you. That's it really, bloggers. Okay, love you lots, enjoy the sunshine, and I'll speak to you soon. Oh, by the way, I am doing Leeds Half Marathon tomorrow. Excited. Gonna be supporting my business as well. Desire to inspire, getting it out there a bit more through word of mouth. Like I say, let's do something amazing, guys. Let's help people and save people from being sad and turn that frown upside down into a smile. Alright, love you lots. Bye.